Good morning, Celtic fans, and welcome back to the channel. Remember, and give this video a big, huge thumbs up, as it does help with the algorithm to reach other Celtic fans on YouTube. So big transfer news this morning. Obviously, we went with the story last night about young Ben Summers. Ben Summers has signed a new contract. Ben Summers is now a Dunfermline player. He's been put on loan to Dunfermline. But the big news this morning is we've all been talking about a defender that is at Celtic Park. I did say a couple of weeks ago, I said watch out after we put young Adam Montgomery down to work with Scott Brown. I said watch out before the end of the window to see who else we put down to work with Scott, because I could see this being a nice little move for young players from Celtic. Scott has been a big fan of the player, working with him at his time at Celtic, and yes, he has got his man. He has got the Republic of Under-21 player, Republic of Ireland Under-21 player who plays for the Celtic B team. Bosun Lawal is now, he's on the verge of signing a new extended contract with Celtic, and if he agrees that deal, he will go down and go on loan to Fleetwood Town to work with Scott Brown, who wants to bring him on as a player. But he does need to sign that new deal before he goes out on loan. I think it's going to be a fantastic move for him, and it's fantastic. I did say that Scott will be picking up some Celtic players from the academy, and Celtic will use that to their advantage to bring them on as players. It's been good that Ben Summers has signed the contract. The big one for me is Rocco Vata. Still hasn't signed the contract yet. I've never heard anything if it was going to go through or not. So it's all just speculation. But the one that is up for renewal with 9 months is Rocco Vata. That was the three that we spoke about pretty much at the beginning of the transfer window. We said that these were three Celtic players that would need to get tied down, especially after the Ben Doak. Ben wanted to get away. Ben wanted away, so is it the same that Vata wants away? Anyway, it'll all come out in the wash, as they say. Bosun Lawal was 20, is highly regarded at Celtic after joining from Watford in the summer of 2021. They're set to reward him with a new deal before sending him out on loan again to gain first team experience, and that's what it's all about. Scott's done pretty well with Fleetwood last year, and this could all be about the succession planning that maybe the Celtic hierarchy have for 4 or 5 years down the line once Brendan Rodgers steps aside as Celtic manager. I think it's a great move for the player. Tell me what you think in the comments. In other Celtic news, it has been said that, if you remember a couple of years ago, Celtic put out a thing that they were going to do the hotel and they were going to do the Barrowfield training complex, and many a good manager has trained with Celtic at Barrowfield. It's absolutely paramount that Celtic retain that facility, and they're looking to spend some money on it. And back in 2021, there was a national announcement that the City of Glasgow Council had backed the changing of this facility. So they're going to have changing facilities. They're going to have an indoor training centre also at the Barrowfield complex, so that the players don't have to go all the way out to Lennoxtown if the weather's bad. But anyway, it is said that that's going to cost 20 million. Is that why Celtic aren't spending money? There's been other news when it comes to potential transfer activities in the next couple of weeks. There is only weeks remaining now of the transfer window. Celtic are still, even though we're bringing in Gustav has, he's coming in for his medical this week. Gustav will be here. He will be a new Celtic player in defence, but I understand that even though we've brought him in, there's a chance that we might be looking to bring in the next Virgil van Dijk still. Javier, the Dutch player, big Dutch lad. It looks like Celtic could still, and I did say a couple of videos ago, I said it wouldn't surprise me if Celtic went out and brought in Gustav and Javier. That would be fantastic if they did. They understand that Celtic are still in the hunt for the Dutch defender. Will he be the one to fill the void, or will Gustav be the one to fill the void left by Carl Starfelt? We're obviously spending £3 million on Gustav. the Netherlands 21-year-old could follow the footsteps of Virgil van Dijk and come to Celtic. That would be brilliant if he did. It would give us lots of height at the back, which Brendan Rodgers really likes anyway. And I think the other bits of business that we're looking at has been suggested that we're still looking for backup for the Alistair Johnson position at right back. And even though Tony Ralston is there, Tony Ralston hasn't sort of been in as good form as he has been in the past in the 2021 season for starters. I mean, that was when he was probably had his best season. But there's reports saying that Celtic are looking at other targets just in case a bid comes in for one of our big money stars. If Celtic go out and sell another player and don't spend the best part of 20-30 million, there will be an absolute outcry. Tell me your thoughts about it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Some supporters are still keen to get a goalkeeper in. It's always been said on this channel, especially the live videos. A lot of people saying that we do need a goalkeeper, but Joe Hart's the number one, and then we've got Bain and we've got Benji Siegrist. Which one of those two are going to fight it for number two? We don't know. Do Celtic need to get in a better number one or number two this season? Purely for the fact that Joe Hart has only got one season to go. He's got this season to go and then at Celtic. Will Celtic give him a new contract? I don't think they should. Purely for the fact that he's got plenty of experience, but he's got that odd clanger. And I think that we need to get a younger, more enthusiastic keeper that can dominate his area and dominate coming out for crosses and stuff. But it has to be said that Dominic Lajkovic is still a player that some Celtic fans would love to get. His transfer hasn't still went through. He still hasn't been sold as it stands yet. And there's also a question mark over Bernabe. And after his omission from the team last week. But I think Bernabe is going to be back in the team this week. He'll be back in the squad, definitely. If you watched last night's video on the live, you'll see our team predictions and score predictions, so make sure that you check out the live for that to get the score predictions. We will be going live tomorrow at 6 p.m, Sunday 6 p.m, and we might go live just after the game. We'll see what happens with that one. Anyway, the redevelopment of Barrowfield is going to cost 20 million. I think it's money well spent. Celtic do need to get the hotel complex up and running. Also, they need to spend the money on that because that would bring additional income into the club. So what about Rio Hatate? Rio Hatate was left out of the game last week. I think he will be back in the team this week also. Chris Sutton has had his say. Sutton has his own theories on why the Japanese player was left out, and he can see it being a cause of concern. It doesn't need to be a cause of concern because we've got Matt O'Reilly and David Turnbull who are better according to Big Sutton. Rio Hatate was his player of the year as we scorched to the treble last year, said Big Chris Sutton, and he's fairly sure that the supporters would agree that Hatate was absolutely fantastic. But what went wrong? Did he take the huff because Ange left, and has he had a drop in form during the summer? The opening day of the season, you would have thought that he would be a banker. He'd be the first one down on the team, but he wasn't. He was omitted from the team for David Turnbull. But David Turnbull, David Turnbull is in form at the moment. But I've got a funny feeling that Matt O'Reilly and Hatate will be together for tomorrow's game. I think they'll put Hatate in just for that bit of bite in midfield. Tell me your thoughts in the comments section. So on that note, there will be an update video this afternoon. I might go live at full time. Get the full-time results in just to try something different on the channel, and we'll have your thoughts on today's football in Scotland. So on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans who are truly all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to